got here? Alone at last.
Listen.
Say, you can see the Washington Monument over there, huh? And that's the National Cathedral to the right, isn't it?
Yeah, I was hoping that at some point before you two left here tonight that we'd get a chance, you and I, to speak in private.
Actually, I was hoping the same thing.
Then I'm not mistaken. You do remember me.
No, you're not mistaken. And yes, I do remember everything. How could I forget?
Then I suppose it's safe to assume that you already know what I'm about to say.
Small world?
No.
Then maybe that our one night together was probably some of the best sex you ever had in your whole life.
More like, there is no way in hell I'd ever let you marry my daughter.
Damn! I wasn't even close, was I, Reverend?
Frankly, I fail to see the humor in this situation.
Just trying to lighten things up a bit. You seem a little tense.
Well, tense doesn't even begin to describe it. Now listen, they'll be back in a few minutes with the coffee and dessert, so I'll just make this quick.
Look, let me save you some time and some breath. You may not like it, but I can't see how you're going to prevent this wedding. Your daughter is, after all, an adult, and she's in love with you.
Well, she may think she's in love with you, but you're right. She's also a mature adult. If she were to find out about you, then I'm certain that she would...
About me? And just how might she do that?
Well, I would think that you would have the decency to tell her. I'm just trying to spare the both of you a lot of unnecessary pain and unpleasantness. Don't you think that she deserves to know the truth, that she's seriously considering marrying you?
Oh, Jordan and I are way past the seriously considering phase. We are going to be married. So why would I want to tell her something like that?
Because if you don't, I will.
Not that she'd ever believe you. After all, ours has become quite a passionate relationship, and I'm sure that you remember exactly what passion means with me.
Well, Jordan might not believe me at first. Naturally, she wouldn't want to. But once the truth came out,
so to speak.
I suspect her feelings would change significantly.
And exactly which truth are you referring to?
There's only one truth, and we both know what that is.
No, actually, I'm afraid I'd have to disagree with you there, Rev. You see, by my count, there are two truths at issue. There is the truth about me, and then there's the truth about you. Which one were you planning to reveal?
Well, you do realize that I don't need to tell her about us, to tell her about you.
I'm afraid I would have to insist.
Well, there'd be no need to tell anyone anything. You could just listen to reason.
No, it seems to me that you're the one who's being unreasonable. After all, what Jordan doesn't know can't hurt her. Case closed. You're the one correcting revelations and shit.
But I'm not the one that's trying to marry an innocent, unsuspecting woman.
Point taken. I mean, after all, I guess for you, it's a case of been there, done that. Amen. You know, your wife is a lovely woman, and I see
My
now where
marriage
Jordan
is
entered.
none of your business.
And mine is none of yours.
I'm just merely trying to protect my daughter and her interests.
If that really is all that you're trying to protect, Rev, you can relax and enjoy your coffee and dessert. I'm no threat. In fact, in a few more weeks, protecting Jordan will be my job.
If you were seriously interested in protecting her, we wouldn't even be having this conversation. As soon as she introduced us tonight, as soon as you recognized me, you should have made us an excuse to walk out that door and kept walking out of her life forever.
Walked out of her life on the eve of our marriage? Risk breaking her heart with no explanation?
Oh, I'm sure you could have made her some excuse.
We're not talking about breaking a dinner date. Jordan and I plan to spend the rest of our lives together, have a family.
That isn't even a remote possibility. Not now, not anymore.
Why not? After all, think outside the box for a moment. What we have here is just an unfortunate coincidence. Yes, it's initially a little awkward and regrettable, but it wouldn't be the insurmountable obstacle that you imagine it to be. And it could be a blessing in disguise.
Blessing for who?
For both of us. I should think you'd welcome a son-in-law who could empathize completely with your unique situation. Someone around whom you could let your hair down and truly be yourself. And I certainly could benefit from your experience in dealing with the intricacies of juggling a double life.
But why? Why would you even want to put yourself in that position? You think this hasn't been torture for me? All the years of lies and alibis, the close call, the deception?
Of course, you could have just been faithful to your wife.
I fully intended to be. When I took those vows, I meant every word.
Oops. I guess the road to hell really is paved with good intentions and random pickups at hotel bars.
Back when I married Jordan's mother, the world was a lot less tolerant than it is today. There weren't that many avenues open to a man in my situation, and at least not for a minister in a church, a very prominent church. But things are a lot different now, and you have the freedom to live your life exactly as you want.
Who says this isn't exactly what I want? I want a wife and children. I love Jordan.
Oh, you can't have your cake and eat it too.
I can with you as my mentor. Look, just look at it this way. You're not losing a daughter.
I'll be gaining a co-conspirator.
Let's just say confidant. It sounds better. After all, there are only two people who know who ever have to know what happened between us.
What happened between us was a mistake. An accident.
It may have been a mistake, but it was definitely no accident. You couldn't wait to get me into bed that night.
However you insist on characterizing that one sordid encounter, I was simply a lonely, confused man who committed a terrible business trip. And that was the old me. I've changed a great deal since then.
I doubt that you changed that much. And funny, but you seemed pretty enthusiastic at the time. I certainly don't remember you dismissing your indiscretion as sordid.
No, and just how would you describe adultery?
You fucking hypocrite. I didn't even know you were married. You neglected to mention that little detail. You remember that? So technically, if you really want to start slinging the religious jargon, you were the only one committing adultery.
And now you want to play catch up, is that it?
Hey, well, what's good for the gander is good for the gander.
What we had was a fling. A one-night stand, nothing more. I'm not going to let that one little slip with you destroy my entire life or my daughter's.
Then tell her.
What?
Get it out all into the open. After all, not even Martha Stewart takes this long preparing coffee and dessert. So I suspect what they're doing, what Jordan and your wife are really in there doing, is comparing notes about me. Which means that they'll be joining us out here any moment now. Then you can tell her. You can tell both of them.
If you force me to, I will.
Can you honestly think that's going to enhance Jordan's life? And your wife's?
You don't leave me much choice.
You have a choice. You can keep your mouth shut, and we can all live happily ever after.
You call that a choice?
It's an option. It's a very attractive option from where I stand.
From where you stand, there may be other options.
Not really. I mean, not unless you plan to throw me off this balcony and pretend it was an accident.
It's a law.
Somehow I don't got it.
Well, after all, you're my daughter's fiance. And as you pointed out, there's no other known connection between the two of us. No apparent motive. Who's to say you didn't trip and fall over the railing before I could catch you? We're 12 stories up, so you certainly wouldn't survive to accuse anyone.
The proverbial freak accident, huh? Well, it could be the perfect crime, except that there's no way to know who's out there right now, watching us this very minute. Is there? And all those windows, all those eyes, is that really a risk you're willing to take?
You shouldn't count too much on my ability to reason logically in the heat of the moment. Desperate men don't always act in their own best interests.
I see. That crime
It happens.
And I'm just gonna stand back here, away from the railing, particularly since you've already demonstrated that you have a distinct problem resisting temptation.
Only when it's placed right in front of you.
Well, that's gotta be a drag, especially in your line of work. Come on, Reverend. Look, it's obvious that you love your daughter very much. And you probably do anything, almost anything, to protect her. Except murder, hopefully.
I wouldn't be so quick to rule out murder.
Holy shit. Look, I know you've been a good father, and I know you've been a good husband, and it's
The
obvious.
best that I could under the circumstances. There have even been those times when I suppose I've even overcompensated somewhat. But Jordan doesn't seem to have suffered from it.
Well, suppose you've never had that chance. Suppose someone had done to you what you're trying to do to me, and you've never been married, or had Jordan, your daughter, this wonderful, accomplished, beautiful human being that she is, filled with so much promise, would never have existed. Would that really have made the world a better place?
Of course not.
And yet you don't want me to have the same opportunity you've had?
Not when it's my daughter at stake. She deserves better. She deserves more.
More than her mother did?
It's because I've already deceived one woman that I love that I can never help do it to another.
So you're saying you destroy your marriage, your wife, your family, perhaps even your career in the church just to protect your daughter?
If it came to that.
And in addition to being a bizarre overreaction, all of that destruction doesn't strike you as, well, a tad over counterproductive?
Sometimes the end justifies the means.
I don't recall ever reading that particular scripture.
I warn you. I'm in dead earnest. I'll do it. I'll tell her.
I wonder. Why don't I just call him out here?
What?
And let's just find out how deep your paternal love really is. Jordan!
What do you think you're doing?
Jordan! I think your dad has something that he wants to tell you.
What are you saying?
And your mom! Jordan!